Okay, so everyone will need a consonant chart and a vowel chart. No, Tina's trying to give you something. I've also, oh, not me, the previous person who used to teach this course prepared consonants and vowel charts for many of the languages in Southeast Asia. So apart from Tina and the Dies, who I apologize, I'm going to call out various languages, and if you're going to learn that language, then put your hand up. Okay. What we're going to do is what it says there. Why is it worthwhile spending an hour? If you go on a Wycliffe course, if you've been on the basic course, you spend 6 weeks doing phonetics. But why is it worth spending an hour? Because often in pronunciation classes, I'm going to try and teach David a sound in Chinese, all right? And I go, say yu. No, it's very easy. Just do what I'm doing. Say yu. No, you're not focusing enough. Say yu. Now he can actually say it. I know. Can say it. But you see, this is what often goes on in the pronunciation class. And the problem is, teachers can tell us whether we've got it right or wrong. Okay? But unless they're professionally trained, they can't tell us where we've gone wrong, and this is the key, even though they think they can. And that's the key, okay? They can tell us right or wrong, and they think they can tell us how to put it right. More nonsense is talked in the pronunciation class than any other class. I remember I was in Xi'an once, and this teacher said, well, Chinese sounds are all somewhere down here, you see. Well, maybe they are, but that's not the solution to getting the sounds right, okay? Mm-hmm. And that's why it's worth spending a little time on this. First, pick up the vowel chart, and we're going to look at this, the bottom part, just to sort of run in. Okay? Hello, someone's sitting on the vowel charts. Oh, here. Hello. They've come here. Right. They got everyone got one? Vowel chart. Oh yeah, okay. Is there a spare one? Is there a spare one? No, it is for now. Oh, you got one. Fine. Okay. So, something wrong? I was going to draw I see. So here we are with a bit of luck. The air comes up from the lungs, goes through the vocal cords and the glottis, and either comes out through the mouth or through the nose, or if you're very clever, it comes out both at the same time. Okay, and we'll look at that sound a bit later on. So the air comes up from the lungs, through the vocal cords and the glottis, and then comes out either through the nose or the mouth at the same time. Let's first look at the vocal cords. If you pick up the consonant chart, you'll see down the left side it's got VL and VD. VL stands for voiceless. When the vocal cords are not moving, when they're stationary, we call it voiceless, that's the VL. And when they're moving, we call it voiced, that's the VD on the chart. Okay? It's easy to hear these. If you say an S followed by a Z or a Z, and you put your fingers in your ears, try it and see, go S, and then Z, Z. The noise you hear with the Z, which you don't hear with the S, is the vocal cords vibrating. All right? Now try this. Su followed by Zu, and do the same again. Su, Zu. Okay? Su, Zu. It was probably a little more difficult to hear the distinction, And the reason is that vowels are almost always voiced. And so we get confused. We hear the voicing, su, zu, and we can't hear it so clearly as when we just say S and Z. Okay? All right, it's exam time. In the word pressure, is this voiced or unvoiced? Say it, pressure. Voiced or unvoiced?
Unvoiced.
Yes, unvoiced. Good. Take this word. Pleasure. Voiced or unvoiced?
Voiced.
Okay, all right. Let's try this. Message. Message.
Unvoiced.
Very good there. Thanks, Keith. And then measure.
Voiced.
Yeah, voiced. Okay. All right. Let's try this. Which is the voiced in these two English words, the TH, between which is the voiced of these two? This one or this one? Then. Thin. No voice, okay? Thin. Then. All right? Let's look, as an Asian language, let's look at Hokkien. I'll be using Hokkien most of the time. I want Annie to say one of these is voice, the consonant, a voice, let's call it a B. I've got to call it something, I guess. So one is a voice B, the other is unvoiced. See if you can hear the difference. First say this. No. Shh, shh. Laos, the teacher's here. Okay, you got that?
Yes.
All right, do it again.
Ba.
No problem that time, right?
That's right.
It took me 5 years until I thought I was hearing the difference. You know what I mean? Okay. Okay. Now, one part of your confusion, friends, is that remember the vowel is voiced. Okay, and so you've got to separate out the voicing from the unvoiced. Say again. Okay. Anyone want to guess which is the unvoiced? Yeah, sorry. So I would say this means 100. This means meat in Hokkien. Yeah. This is the unvoiced. This is the voice. Say this again. And say it again. Okay. Now say this. Yeah, I think I hear it. All right, well, if you weren't too good at that question, let's try question number 2 and see what happens. If you could say E for both of the vowels on these ones, so they're similar, okay? Oh, sorry, we didn't go through this. Dai gi and gi. Anyone got it? Here we go again. Which was the voice? Yeah, the second one. Yeah, very good. The second one. Say it once more. And then? Yeah, okay. Now, I just warn you, if you want to change fields, Japanese, keep clear of them, and all Koreans, Malay, Thai, forget about that, Burmese, Lao, and Chinese Hokkien. Okay. As I say again, our confusion is that the vowel is voiced, and so that is confusing. Now you might say, well, in English we have a B, but just for those who are interested, if you know it or not, in English, in the word, say, baby, the B is half voiced. The voicing starts halfway, and so we've got to get used to, when we're learning these languages, to make a fully voiced from beginning to end. Ba, okay? From beginning to end. Where in English, it starts there. In English, you do have fully voiced sounds when they come between two vowels, because the vowel's a voice and influences the consonant. If you found that interesting, well, that's very nice. If you didn't, if you can come back now, okay. Yeah, any questions? Yeah.
Yeah, on the chart, I missed it when you said which one's voiced and which one's
Okay, VL is unvoiced, yeah, or voiceless, and then thanks for asking, and VD is voiced. Yeah, that's important. Okay. So far, so bad. All right. Let's move on. Coming back to here, we'll now look at the glottis. The glottis can either be open or closed. And when it's closed, we call it a glottal stop. Supposing you wanted to learn proper English, and so you decided to go to England, you see, to my home town, London. But being an OMF missionary, you don't have a lot of money, and you discover that the east side, the east end of London, is cheaper than the west side. So you decide to move to the east end of London to learn English. Is that a good idea? Those who know? Yeah, we tend to look down on it. And one reason is that on the east side of London, they have a lot of glottal stops, okay? So where we would say, for instance, in the Queen's English, or posh English, a bottle of water, they say, I want a bottle of water, okay? Bottle of water, okay? And what they're doing is they're making glottal stops, okay? Glottal, so I have a lot of glottals, these stand, everyone together, a bottle of water. When David and Ruth Harley were GDs, I used to say to class, go and practice on them, you know, I want a bottle of water, and see what their reaction was. Okay, so they're glottal stops. Okay, exam time again. This is easier to hear. The one on the left means to rock backwards and forwards, and this means medicine. One of them has a glottal stop and one doesn't. Okay, thanks, Annie.
Yo. Yo.
That's easy, right? Okay, say it again.
Yo. Yo.
You see, yo, that cut off. Okay, glottal stop. Good, thanks. Okay, now let's go back. The velum, the uvula, can either be raised or so all the air comes out through the mouth. You have this with most vowels, or it can be lowered so all the air goes out through the nose, and we have nasalized sounds like okay? So you can tell, if you're supposed to be making a sound where a vowel, all the air comes out through the mouth, you can tell whether you're doing it correctly, because if you go it's a stop, okay? It's a stop, okay? And if it's continuing, you need to see a doctor, okay? Now, if it's a nasal, where you go, it should stop, okay? Because all the air's coming out through the mouth. Now, as we said, certain sounds, they come out through the mouth and the nose at the same time, and we'll look at that in a few minutes, okay? That's the velum, all right? Any questions on that up to now? So far, so good? Anyone? Yes, come on.
Just quickly about the voiceless and the voice.
Yes, Catherine?
The voiceless doesn't use the... What is it?
Yeah, the vocal cords are not vibrating.
Not vibrated.
Right.
But voice they are.
Yes. Now, you could ask the question, well, how do I make them vibrate? You know, do I tell myself vibrate or something like that? You know? I don't know the answer to that question, so please don't ask it. Okay? Right. Now, what we want to do is pick up this chart, all right, this other chart, and what we're going to do, we're going to work through this, not all the sounds on the chart. If you look at the top, it's got points of articulation, starting from the front of the mouth, labial, the lips, teeth, and gradually working to the back of the mouth, the velar, and then the modes or the methods of articulation, plosives or stops, nasals, fricatives. And we're going to first work across the chart, and then we're going to work down. Okay? So let's start here with the P, pa, ba, nothing much of a problem there. What's interesting, if you're going to Japan, Japanese have this sound here. Catherine, it's like blowing out a candle. Do you know a word? Oh, it's very nice. Everyone watch. Okay, it's like blowing out a candle. Yes, I thought it might be in Swiss as well, but I'm not too certain. I don't think it is. Okay, so you have that sound in Japanese. Okay. Then moving across under the labio, the lips and the dental, this is where you have a f, where the top teeth are touching the bottom lips, f and b. Koreans have problems with this sound, right? Because it's not in Korean. And we'll often use a P or a B to substitute. Okay? So, yeah, F and V, all right? Let's move across again, and we had this sound, interdental, the TH in English, which is often a problem for foreigners learning English, where the tongue, okay? When I was at Wycliffe, I first went on the phonetics language learning course, and we were working on this sound that day. And the teacher said, right, I want everyone in the class, one after the other, to say 33, you see, to practice this sound, 33. So we went round 33, 33, 33. And then we came to this Irish guy, you see, 33, you see. So the teacher said, no, 33. 33, you see. Now, the teacher should have left him alone, but she didn't. And kept saying, no, come on, 32, you see. And after a little while, he said, stupid sound. Now, what was his problem?
The social confidence was destroyed.
What was his problem?
He kept telling himself every time he failed, is that what you mean? That he isn't going to be able to make the sound.
No, he doesn't know what's wrong. He doesn't know the point of articulation.
You're all linguists. Forget about the linguist aspect. What was his problem?
He's embarrassed.
Attitude. Of the language that you're going to learn, dearly beloved, there are no stupid sounds. They are all heavenly sounds, worth working on till we get them right. Okay. Yes, he also had problems, third to the linguistic problems. Yeah. Okay, good.
I grew up with my last name being Keith, and so a lot of Chinese people would say, a key.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know, yes. The th is a real problem. Th. Okay. All right, let's move on. I want to look at the dental and then the alveolar with the DTNLS, okay? If this looks like it's something like a tooth, well, it is, okay? And so with dental sounds, and you need to notice this learning Asian languages, and it's different from, say, English, the tip of the tongue is at the back of the upper teeth, okay? D, T, N, L. Whereas in English, we'll first look at the S and then the D, the tongue tip is slightly further back. Okay? And so if you don't, so you need to check that out. Whatever language you're going to learn, is it dental, the tongue tip touching the back of the upper teeth, or is it, as in English, alveolar, with the tongue tip slightly back? Because if you don't, you will end up with a foreign accent. The teacher didn't correct me properly until about 2 years in, and I spent the last 33 years trying to get it right, okay? Once you've got it wrong, you know that wrong. So let's put both of them up together, okay? You notice the tongue tip slightly further forward. I think Thai, is it Thai? Can you say d or t in Thai? Is it here or here? Yeah, okay. It's often difficult for us to know exactly where our tongue is, okay? All right, exam time again. I'm going to say English tea, as in have a cup of tea, and then a Chinese